Welcome back to my channel. What an embarrassment. The event, as we know, supposed to be held on June the 14th, billed as UFC Freedom 250, has reportedly faced significant pushback from celebrities and public figures. Numerous A-list stars, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Adam Sandler, and Jared Leto, have either publicly declined or ignored invitations to attend. This is becoming a real shit show for Donald Trump. I mean, just before he leaves the office, we're almost halfway through of this oppression of Donald Trump. He's gonna leave soon, but this is what he's leaving behind. Wow. The event is poorly planned, highlighting the decision to host an open-air cage fight on the White House lawn. Now, there are concerns about this whole event, whether it can actually happen, because of a few reasons. I will mention them to you specifically one by one in a second, but just to give you overall idea. Now, meteorological forecasts suggest a high probability of rain and thunderstorms on June 14th, which now commentators would likely say that would likely force a cancellation due to the risk associated with an outdoor event. Now, we know that this is a metal constructed event during the inclement weather. Administration's involvement in hosting the sporting event is a misuse of government and resources, and characterized this project as an idiotic and poorly executed. This is how a lot of commentators, they're now labeling this entire event. Now, one person, he wrote, Trump's 250th celebration has tanked. All the headlines, with the exception of Vanilla Ice, have pulled out. UFC fighters are refusing to fight for the Epstein list. Trump's $1.8 billion domestic terrorist buyout fund has been scrapped. Trump won't be getting his face on the bullshit $250 bill. Hey MAGA, how is all that winning going for you? Now, we have a video where this particular UFC fighter is expressing his opinion about attending this event. Take a listen.
I want to see you fight at the White House.
That'd be dope, dude.
I would love for you to fight at the White House.
Some guy fought and he said that he doesn't really want to fight in front of billionaires, and I do understand that. And I was like, that makes sense, bro. So I think I'd want to do the White House. Yeah, if there was some kind of like inclusion for fans, it'd be more. But like, you know, just to go hang out with the Epstein list, I'm good, dog. I'm good, dude.
The message from this UFC fighters is very clear to Donald Trump, and that is that this is a Epstein class event. We are not going to get involved in this. Then we have another one. President Trump says he might keep the UFC claw structure on the White House lawn permanently. The Eiffel Tower, quote, was supposed to be taken down immediately. That's what Trump said. And then they said, we sort of like it. Let's leave it up longer. I cannot believe a president who is engaged in this kind of war with Iran, which is really bad, is actually talking about a structure, whether it should be taken down or it should be there permanently. I cannot believe this. Unbelievable. But this is Trump, who doesn't work at all. We are building something in front of the White House. It's quite attractive to a lot of people. I'm looking at it, and maybe we'll never take it down. So again, he does have time for all of this BS, but he doesn't win a war. He started this war with Iran. Prices are going through the skyrocketing, going through the roof. And then you also have grocery getting expensive, gas, you name it. The inflation is getting out of control. But this president has the time to talk about this. Take a listen.
Don't know that in Paris, France, the Eiffel Tower, 1889 it was built. It was supposed to be taken down immediately after the World's Fair. And then they said, you know, we sort of like it. Let's leave it up a little bit longer. And then they said, let's leave it up longer and longer and longer. Well, they never took it down. And, you know, we're building something in front of the White House that's quite attractive to a lot of people. It's going to have the big UFC fight on June 14th. And I'm looking at it, and maybe we'll never, ever take it down.
Okay, so basically he's talking about leaving his legacy behind with this kind of structure. And he hopes and expects that everybody will be like amazed to see this monumental structure, quote unquote monumental. And then they will remember Donald Trump. This is exactly about Donald Trump. It is not about America's 250th birthday. It is none of those things. It's all about Donald Trump. It's me, 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 me. People will remember me. An extremely defensive Rubio crashes out over question about why he was at a UFC fight with Trump in Miami instead of in Pakistan with Vance negotiating the Iranians. Quote, "You don't know what you're talking about. I was co-located with the president. I was there. I needed to be at that moment." So again, all of his administration people, staffers, they, all of this, what they call verbal ambience, they are busy pleasing Donald Trump. That's their main priority. It is not about Iran war. It is not about oil prices, gas prices going through the roof. It is none of those things. It is just to please their boss. Take a listen.
I'd like to remind the American people that as the Secretary of State, your main duty as America's chief diplomat is to maintain our relations with foreign nations. This is why I was shocked to see that you were at a party with President Trump in Miami instead of accompanying Vice President Vance to Pakistan for negotiations.
What party was I at? I was at a party?
It's publicly reported, and there's photos there.
But
In
what
fact,
party?
Steve
No.
Witkoff
But you're going to say that. I'm going to
Jared
answer it. I'm going to answer
But
that
let me
question
finish
because that's an
my
absurd statement.
And
I was not
as
at
soon
a
as
party.
I finish my paragraph,
All right.
he can answer.
Because people are going to
fact,
slander me. I'm going to answer
Steve
it.
Witkoff and Jared Kushner, both of whom were never confirmed by this body to be America's diplomats, accompanied the vice president in the negotiations. Even Iran's foreign minister was not there, yet was there, and you were not. I just feel that's embarrassing for us, and it's embarrassing for you. So, Mr. Secretary, Congress represents the American people. We have the power to confirm who represents America abroad. We confirmed you to be our Secretary of State. We confirmed you to...
So when he said, "Tell me which party was that, tell me, I have to answer, I will answer," he was saying in the sense, obviously, he's lying, he's going to lie, he will make up some, stuff, and then be like, yeah, I was at a party, I was that party because of the country needed me there. So he was going to make up some stuff in his mind. That's why he was like so bold. "Oh, tell me which party so that I can lie." Pretty much that's what Donald Trump's administration, they do. Now, it is not just the administration, it's not his staffers, but also his own daughter, Ivanka Trump, what she is doing. Albania is on fire. Thousands are protesting. Tirana, Ivanka, go home. Jared Kushner and Ivanka want to destroy protected Sazan Island and Narta Lagoon with a $1.4 billion luxury resort for the ultra-rich. And oh my God, all hell breaks loose. You can see this protest. People are just livid. They're freaking out. They want them not to stay there, not to, not even stay there like for even a day, let alone having them a luxurious island in their land. They cannot stand Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner. They are real corrupt people, and the corruption has no bound to it. Now let's actually talk about this event, very important, why this event could be cancelled. There are a few things. Number one is actually there are three things that is contributing to this. Now this one is going to be an open air UFC ring, and because of the nature of the structure, they will face a lot of challenges in terms of weather. So the decision, quote, to construct an extravagant open-air UFC ring at the site creates significant risk when paired with the weather forecast for June 14th. Meteorological reports indicate a 65% chance of rain and a 39% chance of thunderstorms. Then you have safety concerns. The host or commentators points out that hosting an event featuring a giant metal contraption, quote unquote, during potential lightning or heavy rain is dangerous for the president, the cabinet. Then you also have lack of planning. The analysts, they argue that the administration failed to account for environmental factors, noting that a controlled indoor environment such as a convention center or local sports arena would have been a logical choice instead of an exposed lawn. Now we also have beyond the weather, the analysts, they have characterized the transformation of the White House lawn into a sporting venue as an idiotic and poorly conceived idea that reflects a broader trend of projects associated with the administration. And then also we have another problem for Donald Trump to organize this event, and that is that a lot of A-listers, they are refusing to attend. And you have seen a video where a UFC fighter is saying why he would not attend this event because he believes this is a Epstein class event and not for ordinary people. So what will happen with the event? Is Donald Trump going to cancel it? He should. Sorry, but you need to I don't know, stick to what you are good at. That's gossip. No. When I talk about Melania Trump, they say, oh, this is the gossip, this is lie. But when I talk about that girl, what was her name? Prince Harry's wife, they don't call it a gossip. So again, I don't care what you have to say. Trump is a pedo. That's how I see him. He's in big trouble. His popularity tanked, and he went to this war without any planning, any preparation. And now everybody is paying the price.